over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Come on! Wait up!
Is everyone ready to play?
I think the people involved, you get to meet a lot of people in football, and that's just one of the great things. Not only is the sport great, but the people involved. So fellow referees, players, coaches, even fans. I love officiating because it keeps me involved in football. I was a player, but I don't reckon I could cut it out there anymore, at least at any decent level. But as a referee, I get to be involved in high levels of football. Keeps me involved, keeps me fit, and is great fun. I think I have a moment of this is why I do this every week. It's always good fun to get out there, and there are tough moments, but being resilient and succeeding, even just in the little things throughout a match. I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn, and as a referee you surely come across a lot of them, and I certainly have. I reckon give it a go. You will face challenges, but that's a part of it, and I think embracing challenges is such an important skill to learn.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Good evening and welcome to Friday night action here in the RAA NPL in South Australia. Tonight we're at Regency Park here, home of the 2025 NPL champions Croydon FC. As we look at the ladder there, they welcome top of the table West Torrens Birkalla, undefeated with only the one draw, but 16 points, whilst Croydon FC, you can see, currently third to bottom. Both lineups on the screen. Croydon FC, the home team. Number 1, Daniel Margush. Number 2, Cameron O'Doherty. Number 5, Luke Glimick. Number 6, Chris Vivian. Number 7, Pasir John. Number 8, Adam Martinello. Number 11, Oscar Slattery. Number 12, Luca Trimboli. Number 15, James Polly. Number 17, Yuya Kato. Number 22, Bol Mapor. Substitutions also listed there. Head coach, George Sonis. Number 4, Kane Vidmar. Number 5, Jared Clark. Number 7, Tyrese Conway. Number 8, George Blackwood. Number 10, Dylan Clayson Thomas. Number 13, Zoe Tsakani. Number 14, Nathan Endijanto. Number 16, Alex Tsakonas. Number 18, Yohei Matsumoto. Number 20, Nicholas Harpers. Number 22, Alan Welsh. Head coach of West Torrens Birkalla is Stav Galekis. Camera pans to the tunnel. Both teams nearly out. West Torrens Birkalla ready to go. The referee for tonight, Daniel Cook, standing there. His assistants tonight, Nick Elegant and Mark Padros. As Croydon FC make their way, both teams ready to make their way onto the park here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way to Regency Park. West Torrens Birkalla, Croydon FC and under 9 mini rules.
Leading both teams out onto the park on this big round 7 clash. A really important clash if you're a Croydon FC player. They are somewhat struggling tonight, but they could find some form here tonight against a team that is flying and sitting top of the table in West Torrens Birkalla. Both teams now going through their formalities to begin this match. Look at some of the changes ahead of kickoff here. Ed Stiles is out injured, unfortunately. Picked up a niggling injury, so he's rested tonight. Chris Vivian comes in for Croydon. Freddie Muller not in the squad, replaced by James Polly. So a little bit of experience comes into the Croydon lineup tonight. Whilst for visiting West Torrens Birkalla, Yates misses out, I believe through injury. Alan Welsh comes back in. And DeGanto also comes back in. So does Tyrese Conway. The other couple of players making way
Number 7,
Abdul Ali,
number 8, George Blackwood.
Christopher
Number 10,
Villas.
Dylan Clayson Thomas. Number 13, Zoe Tsakani. Number 14, Nathan Anjinato. Number 16,
Just
Alex
about ready for
Stanos.
kickoff here.
Number 18, Yohei Matsumoto. Number 20 in goals, Nick Harpers. And number 22,
Both teams
Alan
coming
Welsh.
off a draw last week.
And for your Croydon
West
FC
Torrens
in
Birkalla
goals, number 1, Daniel
drawing
Margush.
0-0 with Metro,
Number
which was their
2,
first
Dan
fault of the
O'Doherty.
season, but still
Number
remain
5,
undefeated.
Captain Lucas Gillett.
Whilst
Number
Croydon
6, back in the starting score, Chris Vivian.
had a
Number
2-2
7,
draw
Pasir
with
John.
Adelaide Comets,
Number
handing
8,
them
Adam
their first
Martinello.
point of the season,
Number
but they do
11,
remain
Oscar Slattery.
below
Number
Croydon,
12, Luca
along with
Trimboli.
Para Hills,
Number
who have been
15, James
very
Polly.
disappointing to start this
Number
season
17,
on 0
Yuya
points,
Kato.
Comets on
And
1
number
point.
22, Bol
Whilst
Mapor.
Croydon have the 5 points, so they do have a 4-point gap of the drop zone. They'll be looking to turn things around quite quickly to get themselves back into finals contention and have some hope of possibly going back-to-back this year in the 2026 RAA NPL as Daniel Cook kicks us off here at Regency Park. Croydon with the ball to start this one. Here is Vivian back in the lineup tonight. A couple of early touches for some of these Croydon players on the ball. Intercepts that one there ahead of Doherty. Throws it in. Trimboli brings it down well. Klimic. Back to Trimboli, now Martinello. He'll look to orchestrate that midfield. Croydon also lost Greco for the remainder of this season after he had unfortunately done his ACL a week or so ago. So Adam Martinello now the senior player in that midfield group. Gento wins that header. Welsh, looked like a hand there from Klimic, and referee agrees. Birkalla not in too much of a rush to take this. Now they do. Back to the captain, Harpers. Jared Clark finds Sakani. Sakani with some time to turn. They don't want to give him too much room. He's a dangerous player, Zoid Sakani. Here's Conway. Well defended by Pasir John there. Finds his captain, Klimic. Back to John. Croydon do well. Keep possession. Given away cheaply there. Here's Welsh. Back in the lineup tonight, Alan Welsh. Throw in for Birkalla. And Gento will get a second chance here. Looks at Sakani's feet. Throws it to his chest, brings it down well. Tries to hold off two of them. Sakani gives the foul away. You see maybe Croydon putting a little bit of time into Zoid Sakani there, double teaming him that time, and ultimately winning the foul and the ball. Martinello goes long, looking for Klimic. It's over the top. Klimic's in on goal. Klimic, great save by Harpers, but it's still there. And Welsh, a little bit of an off touch for Alan Welsh, and Pasir John was lurking. Welsh had to put a foot in and put it out for a corner. Wasn't an overly dangerous ball by Martinello. It looked like it was going to be cleared, but it fell to Klimic, and Harpers had to make a big save early on. It'll be an outswinging corner. Dangerous, or the flick at the front post by Martinello. Not too far away. It's a great delivery by Cato. Again, West Torrens Birkalla not in a rush to get this one restarted. It was a great start by Croydon. Half a chance fell to Klimic, and then another half chance from the corner. Now Birkalla trying to play out from the back, under a bit of pressure. They do well. Vidmar gives it to Clark, who's got some space to go sideways with the ball and delivers to Matsumoto, who's in behind here. Matsumoto gets in behind, cuts back. Just like that, down the other end. Birkalla win themselves a corner, so a fast, entertaining start to this one here at Regency Park. I'm sure the last thing that Croydon want is to concede now after having a couple of good chances in the opening 5 minutes. Yohei Matsumoto stands over this corner. Will be delivered near post. Klimek gets ahead to it. Klassen Thomas hits the volley first time, and it wasn't all that far away. A little bit of a delay in the ball getting onto the park there. Looked like Markush was waiting for someone to grab it from behind the goals, but never happened. Now it's coming from the side. Markush pressured, but good enough to get it away. Sia John wins the header inside. Trimboli was wanting the flick on down the line, didn't come. Now it's in a dangerous position for Birkalla. Here's Klassen Thomas. Plays safe back to Matsumoto. Drifts inside now. Croydon with a high press here. Blackwood, first time we've seen him on the ball tonight. And is fouled. I think Croydon are making a very early point that some of these playmakers for Birkalla are not going to have too much time on the ball, and they're either going to be pressed to and force them back, or happy just to give away those professional fouls, you could say. Harpers goes long, looking for Matsumoto again. Polly wins the header. Birkalla win the throw. Ball goes out on the far side this time off Birkalla, and Croydon will win the throw in. Polly to take. Matsumoto jumps in front of that one there, which was heading to Trimboli. Out for another throw in on the far side. Both these teams with early chances here. I wouldn't say too many times that Klimek doesn't finish the first one, which he got. But it was well saved by Harpers in the 4th minute. And then up the other end, Klassen Thomas with a half-chance volley. About 45 seconds later, as both teams fight for this scrappy ball in the middle here. Here's Blackwood again. Again pressured, and Sia John with the physical pressure. And D'Agento can't find his target. It's cleared, but it was picked up by Jared Clark. Here's Zoitsakani picking the ball up a little bit deeper this time. Looked like he lost possession the first time, but ends up losing it the second time. Now here goes Cato. Trimboli was in an offside position, but didn't actually make a play at the ball, so the flag stays down. Harpers picks the ball up and saves it from going out for a corner. Has to go long. Vivian wins it in the air. Welsh nods it back down. Conway will pick this one up. Plays it safely back to D'Agento. Gives it away cheaply though. Looking for Blackwood, not finding him. O'Doherty will pick up the loose ball and go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Margush. D'Agento back to his goalkeeper now. Birkalla happy just to maintain possession. Again, it's long by Harpers. That one there finds Matsumoto. Polly was a little bit too far forward here. Sakani has to go from distance. And he is one player you do not want to give space anywhere within inside 30 yards. So he will have a pop at goal, and had to force. Well, Margush saved smartly there. Not too sure it was going to go in, but he had to make the save to be sure. West Torrens Birkalla with a corner from the near side this time. Matsumoto will take this one and swing it in this time. The ball is just borderline legal. Matsumoto swings it in deep this time. Magush safely takes that one with no pressure at all. I reckon Daniel Cook's count got to about 5.5 seconds there. Magush had to quickly get rid of it. Croydon in possession. Here's Cato again. He's got some pace, Cato. And then gives away the foul. The early speed from Cato looked like he had Vidmar beat, but Vidmar did well to get his body between player, ball and the goal, and did well. Birkalla with the free kick inside their penalty area. Harper kicks that one out. And Croydon will get the throw in on the far side. Polly will take again. So all the action on the far side at the moment. Birkalla happy just to play that long sort of game, and Croydon trying to keep possession as much as possible. Jared Clark puts his foot through that, comes off Trimboli and wins a throw. So a little bit of a stagnant period here. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA. Of course, RAA are the sponsors of the NPL here in South Australia. Janto had a bit of time and space, but chose to go back to his goalkeeper. Here's Welsh now, who receives it from Harpers. Blackwood able to turn inside. That could be dangerous. Here's Sakani. Again, every time Sakani gets that ball, there's two Croydon players near him. Vidmar, cheap turnover. Here's Cato. Harpers off his line, doesn't try to chip him. Here's Pasir John. Tries to clip it to the back post, but the deflection not doing Croydon any favours. Klimek there tried to knot it down and ends up for a throw in. Stavkalakis up off his seat there, not too happy with that one. I assume probably the mistake by Vidmar in the midfield there. Or in the middle of the park, I should say, not the midfield. Janto with the throw. Goes long. Sakani brings it down, but then is dispossessed. Here's Pasir John. Sakani wins it back. Birkalla might be away. Blackwood. Klimek tries to slide. Blackwood gets away. Now Sakani's got some space here on the left-hand side. Again, Pasir John defensively does well. Sakani jumps in, gives away the foul. Don't think he got much of the ball there, Zoid Sakani. Ball on the paw now for Croydon. We did have a little chat with Zoid Sakani pre-game when he was coming out for a warm-up. We both said that on the occasions that I have commentated a Birkalla game, he has just about scored every single time, and if not one, he scored two. And he said, thanks for coming tonight. In saying that, he's been in some relatively good form, scoring 2 goals in round 5, and they beat Sturt 4-2. And also in their 3-0 win against Para Hills a few weeks ago. The ball into the box here for Croydon. Pasir John with a header. No pace on it. And off target. Harpers swatches it safely past his post there. Speaking of goal scorers, George Blackwood has had a really good start to the NPL 2026 season. He has 5 goals. Had a pretty rough season last year with injury in and out on occasions, and when he did play, looked like he could be a difference maker, and maybe that is why they do sit at the top of the table quite clearly with a plus 10 goal difference. Here he is. The referee waited to see if there was any advantage there, but calls it back for the foul on Blackwood, and this could be a dangerous area for Croydon to defend here. Not only do they have to worry about Zakani and Blackwood, but also Welsh back into the lineup tonight, who adds a bit of height from set pieces, and you can see Jared Clark and Vidmar going forward as well. So Andy Gento will look to put this one right in between 6 where it goes. It's there. Here is Welsh, goes to ground. There was heavy contact, but Daniel Cook waves it away. That ball went exactly where I thought it might go, between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, waiting for someone to attack it. Fell to Welsh, who thought he was fouled. Referee not having it. Now Blackwood having a chat with Daniel Cook, probably asking, was it close? Meanwhile, on the far side, Matsumoto's tried to steal about 10 yards. Referee's pushed him back at least 5 or 6. Takes another few steps forward though. Blackwood, Welsh up in the air, well won by Vivian, and the second time round. Now it's Caddo, but George Blackwood dispossessed him. Conway on the left in those purple boots. Tries to play the ball through the legs of the Croydon defender to Blackwood, but Vivian gets across and saves it from going out for a corner. It'll be a throw in though. I must say Chris Vivian's had a pretty decent start to this game. Last time I was here in round 2, when Adelaide City came to play, it was a 4-0 result that night, and he had a bit of a rough night. The ball went under his foot for the first goal that night, I remember. He's had a very good start tonight. Zakani flicks it on, McCaw clears, but only as far as Indigento. Here's Blackwood. Welsh tries to flick it back to Blackwood. Blackwood went to ground, but Daniel Cook said that Martinelli got the ball, so he's given a corner, but everyone was walking away as if it was going to be a goal kick, so it kind of tells me that maybe Martinelli didn't get much of the ball at all and maybe collected Blackwood instead. Yeah, it was one of those ones that if it was given you probably couldn't complain. Martinelli sort of jumped in, and maybe from where Cook was it looked like he won the ball, and that's clearly the final decision. In a bit of trouble with the corner flag there. Matsumoto pulls it out the ground, but you can't do that. You're going to have to play the game as it is, Yohei. Gento comes short, but looks like Matsumoto's going to... Daniel Cook just holding up play again here. Looks like there's a bit of an altercation inside the 6-yard box. Daniel Cook keeping a close eye. It's whipped in right onto the 6-yard box, but cleared by McCaw. Back out. Flick back to the back post. Slattery has to header away, doesn't get it far enough. Clipped in by Clayson Thomas on the far side. Magush does well to claim that one. Pretty safe keeping for Daniel Magush from there. Here's Klimek. Approaching game 450 is Luke Klimek. I think he's only got about 3 or 4 to go now. Massive achievement that'll be in a few weeks' time. Vidmar clears. Conway. Indigento. Welsh. Clayson Thomas turns. Polly can't catch him. Conway's going to do well to keep this one in. He does, he gets there. Birkalla with number in the box. Polly again wins the header straight into the back of Klimek, and it's cleared. Lucia John will now look to put the pressure on, and does well. Be a Birkalla throw in right here in front of the grandstand. Gento goes long. He was looking for Tsakani, but Tsakani wasn't really coming through the ball, or didn't really seem like he wanted the ball. In the end, it was turned over and then quickly won back by Birkalla. Vidmar inside. Welsh pressured by John. And Blackwood makes the run forward, but not used. Instead it goes to Conway. That's well won by Martinello. Here goes Croydon. Trimboli gets an early ball into the box, but not a good ball. And it could be dangerous if Birkalla pick this up. They could counter-attack. Zakani looks out wide. There's no one there. Comes back to the left. Again, pressured by two Croydon players. Here's Blackwood. Goes all the way back. Vidmar will take control. Jared Clark, former Croydon and beer grade player, finds himself here at West Thomas Birkalla this season. Welsh picking the ball up in the midfield, gives it away. Slattery will just watch that one out. Not too happy with his teammate Polly there, Slattery. Maybe asking for a little bit more urgency. All the way back to McGush. And McGush is very good with his distribution. And that is an absolute weapon he's got right there. Finds O'Doherty, but he turns straight into the trouble. Might win the foul here, and he does. Conway just a bit too eager to win that one. So on the One World LED and Sportal systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. Still 0-0 here between Croydon and West Thomas Birkalla. Klimek clips it onto the top of the box. It's dangerous now here. Here goes Birkalla. Given away though. Martinello will pick possession back up. Polly now in midfield is fouled. Looks like he was just pushed off the ball, given a lifeline by the referee there. Didn't look like there was too much in it. Here's Martinello. It's a dangerous ball. Here's Pasir John, brings it down nicely. Tries to get the shot away. I think he wants a penalty. He's adamant that it was a hand maybe by Andy Gento, maybe on the follow-up. As you can hear. And the commentary from the crowd think that there was a smother. Not too sure that's the right terminology, but we'll move on. Cato with the corner. Out swinging again. Near post again, Martinello with that flick on. Didn't get the contact that he got the first time round. Now it's Tsakani, looks to counter-attack. Balmapur chose just to let him go there, otherwise he probably would have got a yellow card. Here is Tsakani still on the ball. Clayson Thomas got Matsumoto overlapping. Couldn't find him. Vivian, a little bit of an off touch there. Here's Tsakani again. Looks for Blackwood. Blackwood's in the box. Blackwood scuffed his shot and Martinello picks it up safely. Klimek looking for that diagonal ball.
Slattery on the far side was in an onside position, but the ball was a little bit too far in front of him to reach. Clement playing as a second defensive midfielder at times with Martinello. Martinello with another throw in on the far side. Goes long. Sakani wins it, but he goes backwards. Trimboli tries to hold it up, does well. Klimek. Slattery. Can he get the ball into the box? No, he can't, because that's very well defended by Yohei Matsumoto, who finds Sakani here. Brings it down. Orchestrates that attack again. Here's Welsh. He's got Conway on this side, but that's a bad pass by Welsh. O'Doherty intercepts, and now it's Croydon's turn to counter-attack forward. Here's O'Doherty still on the ball. He's got Pasir John. Tries to find him, but the pass with the outside of the foot. Probably the wrong choice there. And maybe held it a little bit too long. Ultimately, the attack came to nothing for Croydon FC. Martinelli makes the overlap run. Doherty puts it in his path. He wins the corner. So Croydon with their third corner from this side. The first two have gone near post where Martinello's made that run. The first one he flicked in just over the crossbar. The second one not as much purchase. It looped up and almost created half a chance. So let's see if it's third time lucky here for Croydon. Martinello starts behind the goalkeeper this time. And again makes the run towards the front post. It's there again. Martinello tries to just let it ricochet. Comes back to Cato. Cato goes low. Bolmapur brings this one down. Gives it away. Trying to slip it in. He probably could have just held that up and maybe given it back to Martinello or Cato there. Polly back to Vivian. He's got Bolmapur, who's still up in a high area. Conway misses the ball, and now here's Mapur. A little bit of a step over. Still Mapur. Gets it over the far side to Slattery. Slattery clips it in. Cato picks it up, but his header is to no one in. White gives Birkalla the chance now to get their attack going. But Croydon do well just to hold them up there. Again, they look for Sakani. James Polly was right behind him, giving him no room to even try and go for that ball. Vivian, see John, that's a great little flick. If O'Doherty can get there, he does. He gets there ahead of Conway, but the referee says play on. Well, that looked like a pretty clear foul from up here. Not too sure why it wasn't. Oh, and there's another one with Clayson Thomas. Looked like he had gone over the ball with the studs, and then he comes back for the second time on Klimek. So just a little bit of fire in this one, and maybe that's what the game needs. It's been a little bit of a slow start apart from a couple of early chances in the first 5 or 6 minutes. The crowd's definitely getting involved now. Here's Pasir John. Crosses. It's deep. It's going to go all the way through to Slattery. Slattery's got Martinello. Martinello plays it for Klimek. Klimek turns inside. He might have a shot. Tries to probably that sort of area where it's a half shot cross sort of position. Again, here's Slattery. Wins it back. Inside now. Plays it to Trimboli. Trimboli. Flag stays down. Clips it up. Pasir John's there. But the flag does go up eventually. Not too sure why that flag had to wait to go up. We don't have VAR. Just put the flag up. If it's offside, it's offside. So this free kick will be taken around about the 6-yard area. It's played short. Vidmar. Croydon to press up high here. Harpus goes long again looking for Sakani, but it's intercepted by Polly. So here's Cato. Jared Clark pressed up, not sure why. Here's Trimboli on the half turn. Not sure what happened there, but Jared Clark sort of got caught way out of position and it just opened up for Croydon. They couldn't make the most of it. It was a 3v2 at one stage. And they regained possession, so Croydon probably having the better of this one here in the first half an hour. Garcia John. Got Martinello inside. Martinello, I think, was maybe looking for Mapur, but it ended up with Magoosh. Slattery again getting more and more involved as it goes on this first half. Polly looks inside, finds Vivian. Vivian with some space, probably can drive if he wants to. Takes a couple of paces with the ball. Here's O'Doherty, great interplay there by Cato, but Welsh does well to win it back. Then O'Doherty wins it back for Croydon, so a little bit scrappy there from both teams. Again, the pass from Martinello is under hit and defended well by Birkalla. Both teams struggling just to keep possession for the moment. Martinello finds Polly's feet that time. Now Slattery looks back inside. Martinello, Trimboli, Klimek again. Klimek has a go. Slices across that one and it goes out for a goal kick. .32 minutes played on the One World LED and Sportal systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. Still 0-0 between Croydon FC and West Torrens Birkalla here at Croydon's home ground at Regency Park. Again, West Torrens Birkalla with the goal kick and no rush to take it. Croydon with a real high press here. Essentially with their three attacking players all up on the 18-yard box, it forces this ball long, but it's almost like that's what Birkalla want, because Takani can do just that, hold it up and distribute out wide. Here's Matsumoto. Croydon do well to get back behind the ball. So although they had a high press there, Croydon, they did very, very well to get numbers behind the ball. In the situation that it was, where Takani had brought it down, Vidmar looks for the diagonal ball, but slices it across and O'Doherty headers it down, but Blackwood wins it back for his team. Here's Conway. O'Doherty jumps into the tackle, wins the ball. You see a John now. Welsh. Here's Alan Welsh. See a John looks to win it back after thought he was fouled. Clayson Thomas. Got Matsumoto on the far side. Matsumoto's got Slattery defending him. Goes inside, back to Clayson Thomas. Welsh looks up. Conway was making the inside run, but O'Doherty had got goal side. Does well to get a foot in. Here's George Blackwood. Step over, gets to the byline, and wins the corner. Swung in again by Zakani, gets the header. Zakonis was the one taking the corner. Finding himself having to briefly cover for Endijanto. Magoosh under pressure from Zakani. Endijanto seemed to have won the header, but wins the throw-in as well, so West Torrens Birkalla with the ball again. Good comes and collects, so we mentioned here both these teams are sort of at the opposite ends of the table. Croydon just above the drop zone with 5 points, and West Torrens Birkalla undefeated so far this season, top of the table. And the other undefeated team is Adelaide City, who sit in second spot. They play tomorrow, so they'll be hoping that Birkalla slip up in their favour and they get the result and they can go ahead or equal on points. Birkalla will look to keep that winning record intact, or that undefeated record intact at least. 5 wins and 1 draw so far. Vidmar brings that one down very well. Finds Welsh. First touch not great, second very good. Clayton Thomas. He's got Blackwood to his left, slips it into him. Now he finds Conway. Conway inside, Welsh. Matsumoto's overlapping, and that's where the ball goes. And nods it down to Takani. Takani with the first touch, gets into the box. Gets it back to Matsumoto. Matsumoto with the ball in, and Magush does very well to claim that one again. So Daniel Magush being made to earn his dollars with the crosses into the box and doing a very good job of that. Kasia John looks for Trimboli. Trimboli was goal side of Vidmar, but Vidmar read the bounce of the ball better. Kasia John this time looks to run at the defender. Martinello clips it over the top. I think the ball over the top for Trimboli was probably not the right option, considering he was all by himself and there was 4 Birkalla defenders around. But down the other end, just like that, here's Sakani. He's got Blackwood inside on his left. Tries to go himself, gets to the byline. Still got it, Sakani. Did very well, but couldn't find a Birkalla shirt inside the 18-yard box. Croydon FC come away with it. Klimek. Finds Trimboli, who does well to hold that one up. Given away by Slattery. Tried to find the inside pass to Cato, but couldn't. Here's Blackwood. Skips away onto his left. George Blackwood. But Doherty just throws his whole body at it to stop him. Welsh. Sakani now picking the ball up deep again. Just creating that space for someone else to run into in the front third. Martinello over the top. Looks for Klimek, who was making the advanced run. But again turned over. So both teams really turning the ball over under no pressure so far in this first half. It's probably why we haven't seen as many chances as what we would have liked. Just a little bit more clinical play required from both teams. Polly heads that one straight to Matsumoto. Takani looks to find Conway at the back post. Can't. It's back to Takani. And again, turned over. Kasia John's going to end up with it. Looks for the switch, and that's a great ball by Kasia John. Here's Slattery. Can he get into the box? He can. It's low. Trimboli! Harper's made an absolute meal of it, and it fell straight to Trimboli. It all starts with the diagonal ball by Kasia John from this near side. Slattery was in acres of space. Matsumoto couldn't get back from his earlier run forward. The ball into the box by Slattery was hit low and hard. And Harpers makes a uncharacteristic mistake, which you don't really see too often. It was Clayton Thomas who went to put the pressure on out wide. But as we can see, it's bundled up in the back of the net by Luca Trimboli. Only his second goal of the season, but he puts Croydon up 1-0 on the One World LED and Sportal systems for all your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions. They take the 1-0 lead. And you must say, pretty well deserved. If you're watching this game, Birkalla yet to find, or hit their straps, I should say. Croydon back in possession. Birkalla unable to do much with it there, and that looked like a foul. No, play on, says the referee. Here's Jared Clark, takes a touch inside, goes back to his goalkeeper and captain in Harpert. Blackwood, again, 2 players around him and he's fouled. The referee says play on to advantage. Here's Clayson Thomas. Not much an advantage because the ball bobbled off his foot and went backwards. Jared Clark now. Walters sort of into the midfield area. Vidmar. Plays safe, option out wide to Matsumoto. But his pass inside is intercepted by Bolmapore. Now Trimboli, first time, gives it away. Probably just needed to hold that one up. Here's Vidmar again. Finds Tsakonas. Welsh. Now it's Blackwood. He's got a bit of space, but Pasir John's going to track back. Does well to put the pressure on and force Blackwood to play the ball wider than he would have liked. And in fact, the official on this near side says that ball has crossed the line and gone out, and it will be a Croydon throw as we approach half-time here. Chat to a local who backs you and your team. It's better to be a member with RAA, sponsors of the National Premier League here in South Australia. A few minutes to go before the break. Cato wins the second header. A late one there, referee pulls it back for Croydon free kick. This time it's Croydon in no rush to take this one, having the 1-0 lead. We approach the 45th minute now. I'd love to take this 1-0 lead into half-time. See, John goes up, doesn't win the header, but it deflects off his back. It's cleared. Paul will pick it up. Holly. Slattery. All the way back to Magush. Again, that distribution from Magush is spot on. Hits O'Doherty. Here's Pasir John. Will look to get past Endijanto. Can't do so, and in the end fouls Endijanto. Probably the right call. He sort of got his body between himself and the ball. It did Endijanto. Forced Pasir John just to go through the back of him. So we are into stoppage time here at Regency Park. Wouldn't think there'd be too much added on by Daniel Cook. It still looks like there's time enough for possibly another chance. It's a bad touch by Vidmar, given away. Trimboli has got O'Doherty overlapping. Croydon may be finishing the half with another chance, but it's given away. Just a little bit too far for Cato to trap that and turn and face the goal. Polly flips it over the top. Klimek was waiting, but again falls for Birkalla, who are happy just to play this counter-attacking game as they have done for most of the first half. Or Conway stopped his run and checked back. The ball was played by Clayson Thomas and goes all the way through to Daniel Magush, who is in absolutely no hurry here. In the end, doesn't choose to keep it at his feet and possibly pick it up. He plays it to Vivian, so Croydon want to get back on the front foot here and finish the half strongly. Vivian finds Pasir John. Pasir John has 2 for company, now 3. Does very well. Does a little pirouette, flicks it back, finds O'Doherty. Now it's with Vivian. Vivian inside, Martinello. Bolmapore tries to play a dangerous pass, which probably didn't need to be played. Here's Sakani. Can West Torrens Birkalla equalise? Great save by Daniel Magush. And Croydon and Sonus especially would be absolutely fuming if they had gone in. No need for that pass to be played by Bolmapore. Just need to get through to half-time. But still time enough. Pasia John running at Indigento, gets past him. A little bit of a shove. And the referee gives a free kick the opposite way. I'm not too sure why. He looks at the watch though, as after he gave that free kick, did Daniel Cook. Harpers will go long with the free kick. Daniel Cook happy just to continue play here. Slattery, the creator of the first and only goal in this half, goes back to Polly. Polly inside to Clement. Clement given time on the ball. Finds Vivian. Vivian finds Pasia John. Croydon looking to create another chance here before the break. Pasia John gets to the byline, tries to cross, and Gento does well. Conway gets across, but Pasia John wins it back, and Gento does well a second time. No, he doesn't find Classon Thomas, he finds Polly. And still in a dangerous area here. Polly, can they get another ball into the box before the half ends? The answer is no, because Daniel Cook puts the hand in the air, whistle to mouth, and says that is half-time here at Regency Park. And as we mentioned earlier on, Luca Trimboli with the only goal of the half. This great bit of play by Pasia John to switch the ball into the open area, which Henry Slattery had time and space to get into the box. His low cross was fumbled by goalkeeper Harpus. Trimboli jogging on the spot, put it in the back of the net, which gives Croydon a 1-0 half-time lead against top of the table West Torrens Birkalla. So a little bit of an upset brewing here. So you can see the stats. 6 shots by Birkalla, 5 by Croydon, but the one that matters is the one at the top, which is Croydon 1, Birkalla 0. Harpers probably not forced into too much action apart from picking the ball out the back of his net. It's been Magush, the busier of the goalkeepers. The later kickoff tonight, Comets versus Playford down at LJ Hooker.
I signed my child up. Well, this is probably second time, I reckon. Last year we did it as well.
I thought it'd be good for her to get out and be active because she loves playing soccer.
It's just great to get the kids out, especially off the iPads and stuff like that as well.
She's made new friends, and I'd definitely recommend it to other people.
So you just enjoy the game and just enjoy playing with other kids, yeah.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Inside. 10 pass isn't really that great, but they still have it. Shot from distance, and that is an absolute rocket from Caelan Laird. Super sub comes on, makes it 3-0.
Cutting inside, has the strike. Hussein! That's an unbelievable goal, Abu Hussein, for his first of the club. We're only 5 minutes in here, but he's almost taken the net off.
Ball. Bucco now, great cross-field pass to Dominic Costanzo in this side here on his left, gets a shot in, that's goal bound, it's gone in. Fine finish by Dominic Costanzo, making it 1-1 on the One World LED and Sportal scoreboard. And maybe no scores update in a minute here as this free kick comes in from Kasimovic. He's hit it well. Oh, Hasan Kasimovic, pick that one out. Oh, that's I've got no words, Paul. That doesn't happen very often, but that's a fine free kick.
Oh, that's a super strike. Super strike.
Might have been coming out to the path of Stella, but yeah, now Croydon on the break. Cassia John has a shot from distance. Wow! Goal of the week! Cassia John!
One of the best signs that we know when it is a positive experience is when children keep coming back. We want them to be open to make a mistake so they keep learning. The learning is hidden within the games. So as much as possible, get in contact with the ball.
The kids are repeating the drills a lot, so it just becomes a muscle memory. The kids don't need to focus on the skill itself, they just do it naturally, yeah.
I love refereeing because it's a challenge, to go out to try and get the right decision, manage some of the egos or the personalities, knowing that you've got all these different types of people at play. And there's actually been a good life school as well. I started refereeing junior games on the Sunday. I was playing in senior football on the Saturday, so I felt like making some money. I think I was a decent player back then. I could have stayed around and played senior football in NPL, but I decided to go refereeing, and I've got in the National League much quicker than if I was as a player. Probably wouldn't have made it as a player, to be honest. Just kind of never looked back and was happy to progress. But I think people should try refereeing. I think it's a great tool to realise you know, how you can also contribute to part of the game. There's pathways. Definitely can be a rewarding career.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure now in place, there's become a better level, and with a better level there's been higher intensity within our sessions, and that's allowed for greater development in terms of a player technically, tactically, and that's given them the best chance to keep improving their game.
Yeah, look, I think there's certainly brought around a lot of excitement to the club on YCC Day. The club's buzzing, a lot of the parents and players really enjoy seeing the kids play, and what is really now an elite pathway in junior football in our state.
Something that resonated with me right on the onset was about connecting a budding footballer with the right coach with the right club, and the right club being part of the right football environment. So the YCC tells me that this has been a fantastic implementation by Football South Australia.
Welcome back for the second half here at Regency Park. Half-time scores: Croydon FC 1, West Torrens Birkalla 0. Luca Trimboli, the goal scorer in the 39th minute for Croydon. Pretty safe to say that West Torrens Birkalla have been below their best so far here tonight, and will look to improve on that if they want to keep that unbeaten streak alive here in round 7 of the RAA NPL South Australia. Back underway. Birkalla with the ball. Clark nearly turns it over, but Carson Thomas did well to win it back. But Slattery, who was the creator of the goal for Croydon in the first half, has had a pretty decent night so far. In fact, all the Croydon starting 11 have put in a decent shift. Chris Vivian's led well from the back. Slattery on the left. Martinello's pulled the strings in the midfield. Sia John's been good. And as I mentioned in the first half, a well-deserved lead for Croydon going into that break. So they'll be looking to go strength to strength here in the second half and get this win here in front of their home fans. A win that would only be their second of the season. Would take them to 9 points on the ladder. Paul plays inside to Clinic. Clinic finds Vivian. Great play again by Croydon. They go forward. A long one over the top. Harpers comes and claims right on the edge of his 18-yard area. It's the first game of the weekend in the RAA NPL. There is another game just kicking off in the CBD here in South Australia in the RAA NPL. That's the game between Comets and Playford. Playford, another team who have started the season very well. And they'll be looking to capitalise if this result did go the way of Croydon winning tonight. Thomas makes the forward run. Balmapore does well to sort of half body check him. Matsumoto with the leap and the header. Slattery, Tsakani wins it. Welsh brings it back under control. Polly gets a foot in, puts it out for a throw. There is also 2 games in the State League 1 tonight. And the other one is about 1 kilometre away, and it's Adelaide Olympic versus Adelaide Atletico. The score is 1-1 at half-time there. Croydon regain possession. A late one by Tsakani there. Polly wins the free kick. The other game in the State League 1 is Eastern United versus Adelaide Croatia Raiders, and that is 0-0 in first half stoppage time. So soon to be half-time there. And as I mentioned, Adelaide Comets versus Playford just kicked off 5 minutes ago in the second RAA NPL game tonight. Vivian in with the ball, able to advance forward, finds Pasia John, couldn't find a player inside, it's turned over. Oh, looked like a worse pass than what it was there by Vidmar, but Harpers brings it under. Matsumoto brings it down very nicely. Inside, Welsh. Sakani with a little clip around the corner. It's a late challenge by Balmapore. He's going to be called back here. Maybe a little chat by Cook. I don't think he's got the hand in the pocket. No, he doesn't. He's just saying that is the first and final warning I'm going to give you. I don't think he's made too many rash challenges tonight. He does have a knack to do that every now and then, Balmapore. But he'll have to walk a tightrope if he doesn't want to pick up a yellow card from here on in. Here's Clark, finds Classen Thomas inside, drives onto the left foot. Classen Thomas tries to bend it to the far post, and it wasn't that far away. It's come leaps and bounds in the last 12 months, has Clayton Thomas really inserted himself into this Birkalla squad and lineup last season, and looking to continue to do that this year. When you think about the likes that he's got to go up against, he's keeping his spot week in, week out, and scoring goals as well. Again, another foul. Croydon just off the pace to start this second half. Dangerous area, as we mentioned in the first half. Janto will take this free kick and look to just put it between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box, give Magush a decision to make whether he comes or not, because Birkalla have got some tall timber. They've got every single one of them up in the box this time. And Janto clips it right into that area. Welsh headers back. Oh, it nearly fell for Takani. It's cleared by Croydon, but only as far as Vidmar. Back to Janto, might look just to get it back in there again. Doesn't do so, tries to find the feet of Blackwood, who couldn't trap it, goes out for a goal kick. Did see adopted South Australian royalty walking around in Isaias, former Adelaide United captain, leader and legend of South Australian football for what he did in his time here playing for Adelaide United in the A-League. Great to see him at the local game, the assistant coach of the senior team these days. Here's Conway, clips it in. McCaw wins the header. Zakonis thought there was a foul, none to come. Blackwood gives it back out to Conway, gets it back. Here's Blackwood, skips past Martinello, gets to the edge of the box, gets to the byline now, tries to clip it back, still with Blackwood, clips it back up. There is the goal. Oh, what a save. I thought I was going to call the goal there, but Clayton Thompson got his foot to it. But Daniel Magush showing why he is. Oh, that's a very rash challenge there. I'd be very surprised if there's no card. Cook does go to the pocket. O'Doherty will get a yellow card. But goodness me, was that a great save by Daniel Magush. The ball by Blackwood was clipped up over the top. Clayton Thomas must have thought he had scored. Daniel Magush said, no, not tonight. But the danger still there for Croydon to defend. And Janto's over the ball, but Zoya Takani's also made his way over to this one. Might also think that he's in range. Has scored some ripping goals in his time here across the leagues in South Australia. And Janto leaves it. Takani plays it down the line to Janto, clips it to the back, or tries to clip it to the back post. Deflected out, and then out for a throw. It's a quick throw. Polly can't clear. Clayton Thomas still. Trimboli back there gets a foot in. A little bit of a waste that time by West Torrens Birkalla, who have definitely come out on top here in the first half. Croydon really struggling to get their foot on the ball. And it just shows in times like these probably how big a loss someone like Greco is. But here's Trimboli. Harpus is off his line. Trimboli goes around the goalkeeper. Trimboli scores his second. Croydon go 2-0 up. And even though they haven't started the half like they finished the first, they get the first proper chance here and take it. One World LED and Sportal Systems scoreboard. Croydon take a 2-0 lead here. And West Torrens Birkalla staring down the barrel of their first loss for 2026. Croydon FC looking to
Number 12, Luca Trimboli.
get just their second win of the season here tonight. And again,
It's Luca Trimboli. Great little finish. Harpus was caught way off his line. Had to backpedal, and by the time he turned to face, the ball was coming at him from Trimboli and just got it past the outstretched hand. So 55 minutes played. Croydon 2, West Torrens Birkalla 0. And Stav Galekis sends all substitutions to warm up. So there may be some changes imminent here for West Torrens Birkalla, who came out the better here in the first 10 minutes of the second half, but Croydon with the sucker punch, you could say. That comes off of Vivian and goes out for a corner. So straight back on the front foot, West Torrens Birkalla. Corner whipped in and out for a goal kick. Not too sure what the chatter is about from Magush towards the linesman or assistant official on this near side. But Daniel Cook just telling him to hurry up. Maybe a few little gameplay tactics in motion here already from Croydon. Too early to start playing save the game sort of stuff. They've just got to keep playing the way they did in the first half. If they can get back into that routine, they should see themselves with a pretty positive result here tonight. Mapore steps in, plays Polly in some space. Polly's got space to travel. Looks to the little bit of a half-hit ball to Trimboli. In the end, it found no one but Vidmar. Now Klassen Thomas with some pace to go forward. Oh, that's a professional foul, but the advantage is given. I wouldn't be surprised if Cook comes back and issues another yellow card here. Or Pasir John. So the tackles are starting to fly in. Vivian back to Magush. One back by Klimek. The ball over the top. Pasir John was looking for the ball at his feet. Goes all the way over his head to the goalkeeper Harpus, who distributes to Clark. Clark looks long. Polly's got a win in the air. Matsumoto does well to get up and win it, but Sakani had to come all the way over to support. In the end, Mapore picks the ball up and plays it to Vivian, who can play the ball out wide to O'Doherty. Back to Vivian. And Croydon just slowly working their way back into control of this game. But need to be mindful that West Torrens Birkalla do possess some real quality when they go forward. And Cook is going to pull a yellow card out. This time it's going to go to Psychonis for, wasn't quite a shirt pull, it was more of a bear hug, but stop the attack. So one thing is for sure, that as this ball goes forward, Harpus will come and claim, is that Croydon yet to keep a clean sheet this season. Conceded 2 games in round 1, which was the blockbuster opener against Para Hills, who have struggled immensely this season and conceded goals. But here goes Blackwood. We'll get back to that in a minute. Tries to play it. Falls for Conway. Cook says no handball, play on. Now Croydon back the other way. O'Doherty just overruns it. And Birkalla back in possession. Klassen Thomas skips past Sakani. He's got Blackwood. Blackwood with time to pull it down onto the left. George Blackwood goes across the goalkeeper and just past the far post. And as I mentioned, there's a couple of substitutes being brought on here for Birkalla. So as I'm
Mentioned earlier on in the call, yeah, those substitutes were sent straight down after that second Croydon goal. And on comes Christophilos and Abdul Ali, placing Conway and Zakonis. Back to the earlier point, Croydon yet to keep a clean sheet. Conceding 13 goals in the first 6 games. And only picking up that single win in round 1, so this would be their second win of the season. And against opposition that has been flying. See, John misses it, but comes straight off Abdul Ali. Fleming puts his foot through it. They might be dangerous because Trimboli can put a bit of pressure on. All of that look like a high foot. No, it's straight over the goalkeeper! An absolute worldie by Yuya Kato! Nothing more than half a chance and he's taken it. And Daniel McGush is ecstatic with that one. He comes running out of his goal. Croydon FC on their One World LED and Sportal systems for your indoor and outdoor digital display solutions take a 3-0 lead here at home against the top of the table, West Torrens Birkalla. So if you missed that, rewind it and have a look at the strike from Yuya Kato, the former West Adelaide player, with an absolute worldie and contender for goal of the week for sure. Birkalla in possession but given away. Doherty back to Magush. So just looking back on that goal, it looked like a high foot from Vidmar. Couldn't clear it. Fell to Kato, all of 35 yards from goal. Swiped at it. Found the back of the net. Croydon 3, West Torrens Birkalla 0. And here they go again. So back in ascendancy is Croydon. Trimboli couldn't quite find Kato making the forward run into the box. Abdul Ali now, Blackwood. And the intensity from Croydon has really lifted here since that second goal to Trimboli. Up to that point, West Torrens Birkalla had came out with much more intent and probably looked the better side. Still half an hour to play. Here is Yohei Matsumoto, who's only got Sakani in the box. Has to check back. Now he clips it in. Vivian gets a foot there. Martin Lowe brings it down. Polly plays the ball safely to Slattery. And Croydon playing with that confidence that they had in the first half now. Foot on the ball kind of stuff. Birkalla looking for the pressure to be put on. Given away. Here is the scorer of the third goal, Kato. Couldn't find Slattery here on the knee side. Throw into West Torrens Birkalla. Sakani brings it under control, wins the throw in. Matsumoto will take the throw in again. Goes long. Welsh. Won by Pasir John. Well kept by Pasir John in the end. Blackwood puts the pressure on Vivian. Vivian skips past him, drives forward. Great touch inside there by O'Doherty, who gets it back. Again, it's with Vivian. Croydon really playing the better football here. Pasir John skips away. Tries to get the ball into Trimboli, can't do so, but Martinello picks it up. Wins the ball, puts it into the space for Slattery, who's got plenty of time to bring it under control. Klimek presents, gets the ball. Clark jumps out of that back four line to win it and does well. Sets his team away. Here's Zakani. He's got numbers inside. Here's Clark making a forward run. Couldn't bring it under control. Magush was hoping that Clark was going to run straight back to his position so he didn't have to pick it up, but in the end he does. Cook counts to 5 again. Magush taking every single second that he can. Here's Slattery. He's got the run forward by Yuya Kato, the goal scorer of the third. Gets to the byline. Trimboli's there. Couldn't get good contact on the ball. Harpers picks it up. .25 minutes to go here at Regency Park. Blackwood wins the free kick deep in his own half. Probably a lot deeper than what they would want him on the ball. And that free kick is going to bring a substitution upon us. Looks like it's going to be one Trimboli for the other. So Luca Trimboli bags himself a double tonight. He now gets told by Daniel Cook just to move off the pitch a little bit quicker. He's going to be replaced by his brother, Oliver Trimboli. Made his way over to Croydon this season after having a decent year last year with Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
Substitution for Croydon FC coming off number 12, Luca Trimboli, to replace by number 18, Oliver Trimboli.
Has to settle for time off the bench. Oliver Trimboli, but decent substitution to have. Can score goals. Both players really taking the traits of their father, Jason, in being able to find the back of the net. That ball looked like it was out. The official said no. Bombapour does well to trap that one under his spell, but gives it away almost. Looks like onside. Trimboli's onside. Oliver Trimboli put the game to bed. Maybe had too much time to think about it. Tried to side foot that one. I reckon if he had his time again, he might hit that one with the laces and try and lob the keeper, or maybe just put a bit of pace on it and force the keeper into a save. Definitely not the right choice to go side foot there while the ball was bouncing. Probably even had time to bring it under control. He was that far in the clear. Polly hit the ball over the top, which was just had the right amount of slice on it to pull up in Trimboli's path, but couldn't finish. And you have to say this day and age, still in the game are West Torrens Birkalla. We've seen teams do strange things. There is another chance. Yuya Kato looking for his second of the game. Slattery, who's been very, very good so far tonight, crossing that one on a dime. Pasia John maybe walking a tightrope, and that tightrope just snapped because he's picked up a yellow card. Maybe a little bit too keen to win that one again by Pasia John. Finds his way into Daniel Cook's notebook. Go around the ground while we got this little stoppage in play. The other RAA NPL game, Playford have just taken the lead over Adelaide Comets, who, especially with this result, will sit in that relegation zone for another week or two. Takani looking for Blackwood, can't find him. Christophilos and Pasia John go at it. Abdul Ali gets there to pressure. Pasia John's got to be careful. He's already just been booked. Referee says play on though. Pasia John gets into the box. Pasia John looks to cut it back. Couldn't do so. Pasia John still has the ball. And now eventually West Torrens Birkalla win the ball, and it's their chance to go forward on the counter. Vidmar. Matsumoto's got plenty of space. Here is Yohei Matsumoto. He's got numbers in the box, cuts it back. Clayton Thomas, but Paul, another who has had a sensational game for Croydon, wins it. And probably the best on the ground at the moment. I may have just put the mocker on him there, but Slattery gave it away way too easy, but he's been very good for the 70-odd minutes that's been played. Here's George Blackwood. Birkalla looking for a way back into this one. Abdul Ali clips it. Clayton Thomas goes low. Polly nearly just stepped straight on top of the ball, but it was enough to force the ball away from danger, and McGush didn't have to make a save. So the game just picks up in waves at the moment. Croydon happy just to get forward when they can, whilst Birkalla are just putting numbers and numbers forward at all cost here, because they find themselves 3-0 down. Blackwood, not his best pass there. Might still find the intended target. Shoulder to shoulder was O'Doherty with Abdul Ali. Lepore goes long. Vidmar goes all the way back to Harpus. Welsh. Another free kick in the middle of the park. We'll get back to those updates that we're going to do before. So Adelaide Comets 0, Playford 1. Almost 30 minutes played there. And in the State League 1 competition, Adelaide Olympic 1, Adelaide Atletico 2. So Atletico taking the lead in the 70th minute there. And in the second game of the State League 1, Eastern United 0, Croatia Raiders 1. As Abdul Ali gets forward but is in an offside position. So a couple of interesting results at the opposite end of the scale there for the State League 1 leagues anyways. You've got both teams that were promoted last year. Atletico at the moment with a 2-1 lead. And the other promoted team, Eastern United, losing at home. And struggling in State League 1, you could say. In fact, if both results stay like that in the State League 1, Raiders and Atletico would find themselves equal top. Here goes Birkalla. Bowl with a great challenge. Wins the ball. Cato flicks it inside. Pasir John in an offside position, is he? Yes, he is. Definitely the right little idea, but Pasir John just slid his way, I should say, into an offside position. Harpus with the ball. And Magento's made his way into midfield. Phyllis is at the left fullback position now, so Angento's still on the ground. Play goes on. There was no foul. Pasir John clips it to the far post and way over the far post. It goes out for a goal kick. Gento still struggling to figure out why he never got a free kick. Daniel Cook not interested the slightest. Mason Thomas finds himself with the ball probably as far away from the goal as he could get so far. Blackwood does well. Vivian grabs the shirt and he may find himself in the referee's notebook, and he does. So another yellow card to Vivian. I think he thought he got away with it for a second there when the referee sort of didn't blow the whistle straight away, but then once the whistle came, so did the cheese. Welsh to take.
Vidmar. Clark in a bit of space. Might look to drive and get the ball into the box. Finds Matsumoto. Back to Clark. Clark in the end. Overzealous that occasion and gives away the foul. Yuya Kato has been absolutely everywhere. It's going to be very hard to pick a man in the match. As long as this result stays the way it does. Birkalla have been pretty decent considering they are 3-0 down. It's one of those things where you can play great football and have possession and have chances, but if you don't hit the back of the net and put scoreboard pressure on the other team, it only takes a couple of moments for a game to change. Into Janto. Abdul Ali comes inside. Has to release the ball to Matsumoto. It's backwards, but Abdul Ali will get it back. Clayson Thomas. Backwards, lurking on the edge of the box. Now he comes and picks it up. Here he is. Clayson Thomas. He's got Sakani. Sakani clips it. Matsumoto down for Blackwood. Blackwood. First touch, I think he was just trying to get it under control so he could have a shot on goal. Matsumoto. Oh, there's a little bit of a kick out there. This could get nasty. Slattery. He kicked out there. He's very, very lucky he did not make contact with Matsumoto. He could be walking his way down the sideline all the way to the tunnel. He might still... He'd be very lucky to get away with just a talking to here, Slattery. Cookie's having a pretty stern chat with him. He's claiming that Matsumoto hit him in the face. I think at the end of all this, I think Birkalla's still going to have the ball, which is probably the right decision. Now, Welsh has got something to say. Sakani's got something to say. Klimic's got something to say. But in the end, it's Daniel Cook who has the most of the say. It's going to be a little drop ball. Possession back to Birkalla. Christophilis is going to pick this one up. Zakani on the volley. Zakani takes a deflection, and that could well have been headed goalward. It sat up absolutely perfectly for Zoid Sakani to strike on the second touch. Corner to be taken by Christophilos. Near post, it's a great ball, but it's can't get past Klimic, and Croydon might be away here. Martinello puts his foot through it. Matsumoto will get there and try and keep it in. Klimic shuts him down all the way back to Harpus. Harpus with the pass. Klimic may have just got a little foot to that. And now it's turned over. Here's Pasir John. Shoulder to shoulder with Vidmar. Decision corner. And another substitution for Croydon FC. And with just over 10 minutes to go, it's probably one of the players who's been in the top three, definitely.
Coming off, number 11, Oscar Slattery.
Oscar Slattery, as you can hear.
Replaced by number 20, Alex Cook.
Slattery has been fantastic tonight. Took probably 15 minutes to get going, but since then has been quite possibly one of the best on field. Replaced by Alex Good. Croydon with a corner. Can they find a fourth and put this one to bed once and for all? Daniel Cook not happy with something. Just holding play up for a second. Polly. O'Doherty makes the run. Miscues. Trimboli, no. The shot comes in from distance. Cato off target. West Torrens Birkalla with a goal kick. So you would assume if West Torrens Birkalla were going to do something about this scoreline, they would need to do it quite quickly and need a goal in the next couple of minutes to put any doubt in the Croydon minds. At the moment, I can't see that happening. They do win the ball back though. Blackwood. Matsumoto, Blackwood. Clayson Thomas. Blackwood makes the forward run. Or hit Matsumoto. Blackwood looks like he's in an offside position. Cuts it across. Or has a shot. Saved, but the flag does go up. That attack was probably slowed down by hitting Matsumoto when it was probably meant for Blackwood the first time round. And it would have been onside if it had made its way through the first time. Gush in no rush. Cookie telling him to hurry up. Goes long. John wins the header. Trimboli will chase this one down with the fresh legs. Harpers, pressured by two. It's in a dangerous area. Christophilis will just get there ahead of Martinello. Blackwood with some space on the far side now. Plays it inside. Indigento back to Blackwood. Welsh. Clayson Thomas. Abdul Ali looked like he was onside. Oh, that's a very close call. Did not look like it was an offside position. And there wasn't much rupture from the crowd either. Normally, the crowd will let you know. To take the free kick. Again goes long. No risk being taken here. Laid on for Croydon. West Torrens Birkalla picked the ball back up. Back to Harpers. Harpers opens up and looked to place short. Bit indecisive there, Harpers. Nearly got shut down by Yuya Kato. Kasia John, another one who's had a great game. Wins it back. Gets past one, gets past two, but forgets to take the ball with him. No foul, says the referee. It's won back by Polly. Polly, Cato. Vidmar comes across. Cato cuts inside. Can Cato get his second? Has a shot! Not the connection required to trouble Harpers in the goal. Restarts just over 5 and a bit minutes to go here on the One World LED Portal Systems scoreboard, which reads, yes, it does read correct, Croydon 3, West Torrens Birkalla 0. That is not an error. And here they go again. Kasia John gets past Clark, gets to the byline, cuts back in, but loses possession, and then fouls Jared Clark. He has to be careful here, Kasia John. He's been booked earlier in the half. No need to do anything silly. Play restarts with a West Torrens Birkalla free kick. Vidmar looks long for Matsumoto. Matsumoto does very well to keep it in and then heads it all the way back to Clark, who brings it down just. Has the pressure from Cato. Inside, Sakani. Chests it down. Under pressure. Finds Blackwood. Mapor wins it back for his team. Oliver Trimboli. Mapor getting forward again. Ball Mapor, but can't find the pass to Kasia John. Vidmar brings the ball up, and Argento plays it forward for Welsh. Welsh skips past, slightly checked off the ball, but play goes on. Kasia John Clayson Thomas, again, Pasir John's got to be careful. He's on that card. No need to do anything silly. You're 3-0 up. Clark with the ball. Turned over. Martinello. It's Yuya Kato! Double! Is it better than his first? I don't know. But give him the voucher if it's not. Because he's got 2 bangers tonight. And Croydon FC are marching towards a massive victory here at home. 4-0 to the home team. A result that not many probably saw coming given the form that West Torrens Birkalla were in. But a result that they are more than worthy of given the way that they've played here tonight. Dominated the first half, came out sluggish in the first 10 of the second half, but since then, an absolute showcase performance by last year's NPL champions Croydon FC. And are they finding that form that got them to where they were last season on the last day? If they are, then they could be on the road to some positive results. Play stops. And Daniel Cook is playing physio now. Chris Vivian came back into the lineup tonight. He's been pretty solid. And it looks like he could be making way here for a couple more substitutions. Take all the time he needs here.
Substitution for FC coming off, number 8, Adam Martinello.
As you can hear, Adam Martinello.
Number 13, Nathan Owen.
Martinello going off, replaced by Nathan Owen, former
Substitution
Olympic
for
player.
number 6 coming off, Chris Vivian. To be replaced by number 4, Tom Mastrantone.
Mastrantone, the other player to come on. Looks like a back 5 now for Croydon, just to shore things up here. An interesting one, Nathan Owen is. He's made his way to Croydon's senior squad after having a couple trials in the pre-season. He's told he's not good enough for Para Hills, which is bizarre given the results that they've had this season. It absolutely blows my mind. But here's Blackwood. Can they get a consolation? George Blackwood! And they do. So, probably the first mistake that the back 4 of Croydon's made all night. And it is a goal. And although they are were 4 goals to the good, they don't maintain the nerve to keep their first clean sheet of the season. So that will go on for another week. But just like that, One Wood LED and Sport System scoreboard in the 90th minute now, or the 89th minute, sorry, sees Birkalla pull one back. I won't see them pulling this one out the fire in the next few minutes, but probably deserve that goal, given they haven't played overly bad. That ball sliced. Polly will get there first. Pasir John can't bring that one down. Here's Clark. Clayson Thomas. Maybe there is time for Birkalla to get another one here. Matsumoto has got Sakani, Blackwood all in the box, but he can't wrap his foot around that one enough to cause any trouble for anyone in the box, and it goes out for a goal kick. So a consolation goal for George Blackwood. Scores his 6th of the season, albeit a losing side tonight, and that unbeaten run for West Torrens Birkalla will be coming to an end tonight, which leaves only one unbeaten team left this season. That is Adelaide City, who plays tomorrow. Here's Tsakani. Can they get another one back onto go on with for next week. Clips it in. It's too far. Here's Good. Gets there. Puts a foot in. Christophilos. Goes back to Vidmar. Vidmar skips past Cato. Still going is Vidmar. Fouled is Vidmar. Birkalla still urging numbers and getting forward, trying to maybe put a little bit of doubt into Croydon FC's minds here. Christophilos will deliver with the left foot. Clips it in. Blackwood couldn't do anything with that one. Actually might have even come off Endijanto. Here's Matsumoto. Cook says free kick. I think he maybe disappointed that he hit him in the face maybe. And another chance here. Christophilos jogs over. Will swing this with the left foot. Has got a wicked delivery with the left foot, Christophilos, especially from this area. Right in line of the cameraman. Magush is set pretty well for this one. The wall covering a shot. Goes around, it's into the area, and they do pull another one back. Did mention that Christophilos has a wicked left foot, and he proved exactly why right there. It was Zoid Sakani who got the nod. Another goal to his tally. And maybe just, this one isn't over. So in the first minute of added time, they strike. 2 goals in quick succession. Klimek goes wide to Pasir John. Pasir John cuts inside. If Croydon were to just keep the ball here for a minute or so, they'll find themselves probably taking all the points home. But if they give it away cheaply, or it's a bad foul to give away by Endijanto, Klimek was smart enough just to stop in his tracks, knowing the player was right behind him, and it just, you know, you get that after nearly 450 games. It's just smarter than the rest. As they say, work smarter, not harder. Here's Pasir John, beats Matsumoto, gets to the byline, clips it to the back post. Harpus outstretches and grabs that one. Christophilos, the fresh legs for Birkalla. Goes long. Another set of fresh legs. Abdul Ali puts Bolmapour under pressure. Bolmapour takes a deflection off Abdul Ali, and it will be a Croydon throw. Doherty just slowing it up. He is on a yellow card as well, so he needs to be careful he doesn't pick one up here for time wasting. Welsh wins the header. Given that there's been an abundance of goals in the second half, this is probably still a good minute or two to go here. Harpus goes long. Endijanto wins the header, but it goes backwards. Klimek picks it up and keeps possession. Pasir John. Nathan Owan tries to find John, but loses possession of the ball. Mastratone, no nonsense there, just puts his foot straight through the ball and sends it towards the corner flag. A bit of respite for Croydon there. Blackwood gets it back from Christophilos, who nearly turns it over, but Blackwood picks it back up. Clips it into the path of Sakani. Sakani cuts inside. Bolmapour can't stop him yet. Here's Abdul Ali. They're overlapping. Klassen Thomas. Another one will really set up a grandstand finish. And he puts it into the car park. And goodness me, there was a chance there for West Times Birkalla to give themselves a chance of a point. They would have set up a grandstand finish here at Regency Park. Endijanto just playing theatrics there. Magush probably doesn't need to get sucked into that either. And Dan Magush is just going to talk his way into a card here. probably just needs to take a couple of deep breaths here because his team's not too far away from a massive result. And the last thing you want to do is find yourself picking up not only the yellow, but maybe, the possibility of a red if you say the wrong thing. Be very careful what you say these days. West Torrens Birkalla still fighting all the way to the end. Abdulwali wins possession. And the tempers are really flaring here towards the end of this one. Here's Klimek. Into Janto. Klimek. Still with Klimek. Matsumoto intercepts. Into the 6th minute of added time. And that'll be it. So the 6th and final minute of added time here at Regency Park sees a massive result to kick things off in round 7 of the RAA NPL. It's Croydon FC 4.
West Torrens Birkalla 2.
West Torrens Birkalla, who previously were undefeated, 2. Croydon pick up their 2nd win of the season in what is probably a result, like I said, many didn't see coming, but both teams went at it. Slow to begin with, must say. Only the 1 goal in the first half. 5 goals in the second half. You see the shots pretty even. A very even game, but Croydon just taking their moments when it mattered. Trimboli with 2, Yuya Kato with 2. And that is all we have here to kick things off in the RAA NPL round 7. You see the fixtures coming up. The other game that's currently being played, Playford lead that one 1-0 at half-time. Sturt versus City tomorrow, Para Hills versus Campbelltown, Metro Stars versus Beergrave, and then on the Sunday, Adelaide United plays West Adelaide as the curtain raiser to the A-League game between Adelaide United and MacArthur. A couple of big games coming up, all of them covered here on YouTube, all commentated by South Australian local commentators, so tune into those. As you can see, full-time here, Croydon FC for West Torrens Birkalla, and I think the man of the match, it's a tight one, but I think it's going to be Yuya Kato taking the 3 votes here tonight. Trimboli probably gets a look in for his 2, as does Slattery, but everyone was pretty good for Croydon FC. Vivian and Bolmapore were solid at the back as well. But that wraps things up here. We'll see you next time.